about video within Trashy Beyond Videos Wiki. So, the last video that was involved on Trashy Beyond Videos Wiki are 3 cyberbullying videos that involves Alvin Hung in it. So the first one that what are we talking about was Alvin Hung Gets Grounded series. Alvin Hung Gets Grounded or Alvin Hung videos, better known as Vyond/GoAnimate Gets Grounded, are a type of videos that are found on GoAnimate/Vyond. These videos are made by Go Kids, are well known to harass the founder, as the title states, Alvin Hung. 7 reasons will be given why these videos should have get taken down. And before I start, this also applies to Gary Lipkowitz Gets Grounded, and any of the Vyond staff that gets grounded will also be included. While this mostly focuses more on Alvin Hung. 1. We all know the drill of this. These videos harass Alvin Hung for the smallest reasons, those being notably removing the non-business themes simply because they aren't compatible with HTML5. 2. Those videos even include him being arrested, killed, beat up, executed, and even punishment days. 3. Alvin Hung is shown to be flanderized in these videos. He is shown to be harassed, grounded all the way to a punishment day over updating GoAnimate/Vyond. They even depict Alvin Hung as a cowardly and weak person, who can't defend himself and is too scared to call for help or call security or the police. 4. Plot holes. Alvin Hung is already aware and knows about the grounded videos. Alvin Hung is an adult. You should know this by now. He shouldn't be grounded. 5. Little to no sufficient research. Many people guess Alvin Hung's date of birth to be 1977 or 1984, even though his real date of birth is unknown. They even show that Alvin Hung has children. They even tried to make false information. 6. Most of these videos will use countless misconceptions. Alvin Hung is poor and needs money. Alvin Hung is greedy. Alvin Hung needs food and money for his family, and the list goes on. And lastly, 7. The real reason why Alvin Hung removed those features for valid reasons are not because of money. The list is stated below. Community library. There are hidden dangerous and illegal viruses/malware. There are also characters that belong to Warner Brothers, Sega, Electronic Arts, etc., and those characters are copyrighted. If Alvin Hung didn't remove them, he would be sued by their owners. Go Bucks and Go Points. If you're wondering, they are microtransactions used for character creation, and he wanted certain content to be free for everyone. Go Plus, a subscription which allows users to make videos in HD and Full HD for free. Old Color Palette, more color options, allows the use of hex and RGB for colors. Animator of the Month and Imitation Ship, grounded videos. Licensed themes, Street Fighter, Star Trek, DC Comics, etc. Licenses expiring/licensing issues. Non-business themes, HTML5 and possible copyright. Comedy World, Chibi/Lil Peeps, Cartoon Classics, Anime, etc. The only redeeming quality is Alvin Hung is the only likable character. Up next is what happens when Alvin Hung's hate base never stops. What Happens When Alvin Hung's Hate Base Never Stops was a 3-minute animated short film posted by Keanon Irvin for YouTube. It is produced by using the Vyond/GoAnimate animation software. In this short, it shows what would have happened if the hate base of Vyond's founder Alvin Hung continued. In 2019, the video was removed, but it was later re-uploaded by 4Leggy Kai on July 20, 2022. Alvin Hung is seen on his computer at his company to update his website by replacing voices, until 3 kids arrive one by one and start to bully at him by demanding him to reclaim the non-business themes to them and ground him. Upset and cracked, Alvin runs away from his company, where he then gets picked on by other kids on the block. Moments later, Alvin Hung finds himself in the desert, in his depression, thinking that his life is not worth it, due to his toxic fan base got the best of him too far. So, he decides to commit suicide by shooting himself, much to the children's joy and go on their attempt to save GoAnimate. Of course, at the end, their joy didn't last long, as it turns out the announcement on their computers by saying because of Alvin Hung's death, GoAnimate was never to run again, realizing the cause was their fault, as they are not willing to use GoAnimate ever again. The cartoon ends with the message to the immature users of GoAnimate. 7 reasons will be given why its hate base should stop. 1. Despite trying to be educational, it is quite mean-spirited seeing how the kids, Go animators / Vyonders, kept on harassing Alvin Hung over him updating his website. Speaking of which, even though the video is aimed at children, the ending part where Alvin Hung committed suicide is harsh and disturbing. 2. There are countless plot holes and uses of Vyond logic in the video. Overall, how did they get to the headquarters and isn't Alvin Hung in Hong Kong? In fact, what place are they in? America or Hong Kong? How did the children even get past visitor area to the staff-only area or got into the building only without being caught by security or any of the employees working? Did they go through the vents, bribe the security and employees, take out the witnesses, sneak their way, brute force their way in, or was Alvin Hung the only one in the building? There is also CCTV/cameras. How did the children got past that? Did they take out the camera operator, stealthily disabled the cameras or destroyed the cameras? Alvin Hung already knows about the grounded videos. Why does he run instead of calling security or the police? Why is Alvin Hung so cowardly and weak? Why can't he defend himself, as stated above? Why is he too scared to call for help or call security or the police? How are the kids able to catch up to him? They might trip. Not only that, why aren't any of the other civilians and kids not involved doing anything with this chaos? Plus, how did he get to the desert? Why does he kill himself? Taking your own life doesn't help or solve anything. Also, how did he get a firearm? Don't even think he could use it to intimidate the children or even shoot them just so they can stop chasing him. He will be arrested. Although it can be reasonable why he could have used the gun, though if he did intimidate or shot them, he would be charged with either intimidation or child murder depending which way he took. How come the kids and the guy who shut down Vyond know that Alvin Hung's death? They didn't find his body. If Alvin Hung dies, was killed, or were to retire or step down as CEO, Vyond would still be up, except with a new CEO. Same thing applies if he's declared a missing person / disappears without a trace and isn't found. Vyond would still be up, under a substitute. If Alvin Hung was arrested for what he did to the kids who were against him, Vyond would shut down or would still keep up with the new CEO. How is every single kid against Alvin Hung, despite not knowing or meeting him, if Vyond got a new CEO since the kids had breached the security? The new CEO will have to have the security increased by adding more cameras and guards and give the doors chip readers to prevent any further breach. Lastly, the children would be charged for their crimes. They would be arrested for trespassing and causing the death of Alvin Hung and would face jail. Couldn't the kids' parents ground them? 3. The Go animators are annoying and mean-spirited, which is exactly how they are in real life. Also, they act like stereotypes of their real-life counterparts. 4. The animation is not good nor great all because it was made on Vyond, and so is its voice sympathizer voice. 5. The kids celebrate Alvin Hung's death, showing how heartless they are. 6. It spreads the Alvin Hung is poor and needs money lie. And lastly, 7. The video fails to convey its message of cyberbullying. But, 4 redeeming qualities will be given. 1. Alvin Hung is the only likable character as we all feel bad for him. The guy who shut down Vyond is somewhat likable, as he did have a fair point against the kids. 2. It does help to teach kids and immature users of Vyond to understand how their immature action could affect Alvin Hung and the site. 3. The creator of the video, Keanu Irvine, disowned and then removed it forever after realizing that the video is not only bad, but it's also disturbing to show kids in a suicide scene. And lastly, 4. While the ending isn't well done, it does show that the Vyonders / Go animators are crying after their own doings caused Vyond / Go animate to shut down, with them receiving the punishment they get. And the last one, what are we going to talk about, was Alvin Hung and the Go Kids, the movie. And note, although I still hate Go Kids, this'll be a lesson for everyone who was using copied and overused copyrighted materials to make every Vyond movie very unoriginal. Alvin Hung and the Go Kids, the movie, is a 2017 American web-animated comedy drama adventure fan film created by Keanu Irvine and uploaded by Stefan the Animator on July 27, 2017, only on YouTube. The film is used with Vyond software. But Stefan the animator deleted the film on April 26, 2019, however, on June 11, 2020, the film was re-uploaded by Yo-Yo TV and Stefan the animator re-uploaded it again on August 22, 2021. According to the distinction for the film centers on Alvin Hung, known as the founder and CEO of his animation company Go Animate. When Alvin Hung did some updates to the website from 2011 to 2015 such as removing the non-business themes, Cool Boy 7750 and 5 other Go kids got fed up with him, that they decided to seek revenge on him. They tried to ground Alvin Hung and force him to bring back the old stuff, but they ended up getting chased by the police and arrested. They decided to get revenge on Alvin Hung successfully by dumping him and his family in the forest and taking over Go Animate by bringing back the old stuff that got removed and ruining Go Animate and turning it into Future Animate, which is one of the Go Animate rip-offs. It's up to Doodle Bob, Keanu Nervin, Stefan Swarby, 343 Florida 2014 and other Alvin Hung supporters to stop Cool Boy 7750 and the 5 other Go kids and save Alvin Hung and his family before it's too late. Will Alvin Hung's supporters ever save Alvin Hung and his family? Will Alvin Hung ever to save his company? Find out in Alvin Hung and the Go Kids, the movie. 9 bad qualities will be given. 1. The film is lazy with the animation and use of text-to-speech voices throughout the film. 2. It literally copied and overused copyrighted materials for this film to make the film very unoriginal. For example, the Sony and Columbia logos are used at the start of the film. It overused copyrighted score music and songs. And some of the scenes are copied from other scenes from other movies, TV shows, and video games. Filmmakers, could you make your film original? 3. It's pro-Alvin Hung propaganda. 4. False advertising. Even though Alvin Hung is the protagonist of the film and gets a fair amount of screen time, the film mainly focuses on the Go animators/Vyonders who support him. 5. Way too loud sound effects. Some of the crying sound effects are a nuisance and it's hard for viewers to listen and pay attention to what's going on in any scene while they're playing. 6. The film has some errors, like for instance, on the video's description, it states it's rated PG-13, while at the end of the credits, it states it's rated PG+. The movie is supposed to be rated R due to the amounts of swears in the movie. The 1 F-bomb rule is even broken. 7. This nothing but an Alvin Hung is poor and needs money fib. 8. The characters are annoying, unoriginal, stereotypical, generic, mean-spirited, unlikable, and forgettable. Also, about Alvin Hung's family, they are depicted inaccurately. We don't know if he has children or not, the only one we know so far is his wife. And lastly, 9. It fails to convey message of cyberbullying. Also, the film fails to be based on the true story. And last, 8 good qualities will be given. 1. Alvin Hung is very likable in this video as we all feel bad for him. 2. At least it has a decent potential plot considering that it's like it is based on the true story, though with a fictional twist, that how Vyond has been affected by the Go Animate/Vyond animators, most notably the Go Kids, by making the series of cringy grounded videos. 3. The chase scene between the Go Kids and the police is classic to watch. 4. Some decent humor. 5. The video itself has a point, Alvin Hung's hatedom is terrible. 6. At least the video qualifies as a film as it is 2 hours, 26 minutes and 47 seconds long. 7. Stefan the animator and Keanu Nervin realized that his film was bad as they deleted the original film from YouTube. However, as stated above, the video was re-uploaded. And lastly, 8. There is at least a happy and good ending in the movie. The Go Kids did get punished for their actions. And I have a message to those of you, you need to leave Alvin Hung alone. You're supposed to feel sorry for him. Like I said this before, Alvin Hung is innocent. I hope you guys learned your strict lesson.